Yo, yes sir, man. We live and we back. Welcome back, man, to another episode of the Golden Goose DFS Show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose. Here today, bringing you another edition of my starting five for DraftKings and FanDuel. Alright, getting it going on this championship Saturday, man. Y'all going to get up. Let's get to some money today. Yeah, championship Saturday, my squad, Alabama, baby. Roll Tide. Let's get it going, man. Y'all know. Let's bring home another SEC championship. I'm definitely going to be locked and loaded for that. So I'm probably going light tonight, man. I'm going to be at the bar drinking. It's going to be a one lineup night for me. In all honesty, I'm telling you. I'm going to just do a single entry on DraftKings, single entry on FanDuel, high dollar contest because I know I'm not going to be focused, man. I'll probably be about inebriated by time lock. So, but I'm still gonna have a starting five, y'all. Don't worry, I'm gonna have that all planned out, ready to go. All right. And before we get started, another shout out to my man Patrick Bush on winning the contest yesterday. He correctly guessed the highest scoring center would be Joel Embiid. Now we had a couple of people. There was a few people said Joel Embiid, so since that was the case, I just went who said it first, and it was Patrick Bush, man. We already been in contact with him. I already got that $25 out there to him. Hey, man, but don't worry. We got more contests on the way, man. Just make sure you keep tuning in, stay locked. It's more money to give away. And also, man, y'all do me a favor, man. Especially if you just now tuning in and haven't subscribed, man. Go on and hit that subscribe button. We're going to get a little ambitious here, man. If we can hit 1,000 followers before Christmas, I'm going to have like a big $100 giveaway, maybe a $200 giveaway. We'll see. But y'all keep hitting that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here, man. And let's get to 1,000 followers before Christmas so we can try to do a big giveaway. But, let's get into it. Lineup review, man. Y'all know how we do. This is my best lineup last night. Just missed the money over here on DK. It was a losing night on DK. Broke even on FanDuel. Let's get right into it. This is my best lineup, 261 right here. If you look at the top, Kyle Lowry. One of my favorite plays yesterday. If you caught the starting five on Twitter yesterday, you know he was in it, man. It was just a simple pivot for me, easy pivot. I didn't even have to think about it. Everybody was on Tyler Hero when Kyle Lowry was similarly priced. He was $300 more. They was gonna have the same opportunities. Both of them playing with no Butler and no Bam Adebayo. So being that the majority of the people were going to Hero, it was easy for me to just pivot and go to Lowry, and cause I thought they was the same play yesterday. I thought they were the same guy. If you saw the video yesterday, I told you I liked all those Heat guys: Lowry, Hero, Robinson, Detman. I thought all of them was in play. So I just went to the lower on right here for I went to the lower on guy for a pivot and to get leverage on the field. It worked in our advantage as Lowry was the better performance yesterday. Gave us 44 DK points in this matchup. At my shooting guard, went Chris Duarte. Just trying to stay away from some of that chalk that was going to be campaign and those type guys yesterday. Got Chris Duarte at 7.4% on. Like I said, 4,400. He gave us 25 DK points. Not bad. Solid effort. We'll take that, man. It's right at 6X, so very solid from Chris Duarte. Just needed a little more from him in this spot. And my small forward, I went back to Cam Johnson right here, 4,200. Got him at 21% on, 22 DK points, man. Solid effort and as the Suns lost to the Warriors last night. Power forward Nas Reed. It was a late addition. Once we got that news after lock that Cat was in, man. That Cat was out. I'm sorry. I pivoted to Nas Reed right here. So did a lot of people in this contest. 44% on right here, but he gave you 31 DK points pretty much, man. Almost 10xing for Nas Reed. Very solid output. Center, the one who let everybody down, Dwayne Detman, 46% on here in this matchup. I think he only played 23 minutes though. As they gave some minutes to the young guy off the bench, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce his name. If you was looking at the game, looking at the box score, I'm pretty sure you saw it. I'm not even going to, I will butcher that name, so I'm not going to attempt it. But only 23 minutes here for Detman. I don't know why that was. He wasn't in any foul trouble or anything. It wasn't a super blowout. The game was pretty much a tight contest for the most part. But he only gave us 20 DK points. Just got to keep an eye on that for Detman going forward. Coming in at my guard spot. If you saw the video yesterday more, you know I was interested in Devontae Graham. I'm sorry. Got him at 10% on here. He let us down in this spot with 18 DK points, but I guess that's to be expected when Ingram has a bigger game as he had yesterday. Ingram really put on the show yesterday, fantasy wise. I didn't watch the game in real life, but I know he had a great fantasy performance. So let down right here from Devontae Graham. My man PG-13. Now, I started to switch him. Before the game started, they was saying something about his ankle. He tweaked it the night before. He was going to play. I don't like stuff like that, like little injury news right before the game. So it made me want to switch, but because I was on him play and it was the Lakers, I said I'm going to ride it out. He got his full run. He got 30-plus minutes. Just an okay performance, man. 45 DK points. He didn't shoot very well at all yesterday against the Lakers, but he did okay at 10-3. He didn't murder us yesterday, all right? And then coming in my utility spot, paid up to Joel Embiid, going against the Atlanta Hawks. When we got that news Tobias Harris was out, I knew all the offense would fall on Embiid's shoulders. I actually thought he'd have a bigger scoring game than this, but I guess I didn't take into the account that with Tobias Harris out, there's really no one else for the defense to focus on but Embiid. So in hindsight, I probably could have went somewhere else in this spot, but got him at 22% on. He didn't do bad, man. 55 DK points at the highest scoring center on yesterday's slate, but being that he didn't crush, you could have went to some cheaper centers and got similar output like Jared Allen and so forth, all right? But there you have it, man, my best lineup on DK, 261 right here. Let's go take a look at FanDuel. Now, FanDuel, man, I'm upset. So what happened here, once we got all that news like Cat being out and whatnot, I went to switching all my lineups on DraftKings, and what happened was I got so caught up because the majority of my money is on DraftKings. That's how I do most of my lineups. I didn't get back to FanDuel to account for that news, so it hurt us a little bit here. We definitely could have had a much better score, man. If you saw the starting five I had on FanDuel yesterday, we really had some pieces together, but that not being able to get back to FanDuel and just my lineups kind of hurt me here. So if you look at the top, man, I went Kyle Lowry again. He was cheaper on FanDuel, so you know I was going to run with him over here as well, but he was a little more high on over here. As you can see, 34% on. It had a lot to do with the price over here on FanDuel, but 39 FanDuel points for Kyle Lowry in this spot. At my other point guard, I went Luka Doncic. Laid a dud yesterday against the Pelicans, man. I was expecting him to have a much bigger performance, man. I like the price on him over here on FanDuel. He just didn't quite get it done, man. He came in at 34% on, 37 FanDuel points. Not nearly enough for a guy of Luka's stature, man, and performance over time in the fantasy world, all right? Coming in shooting guard, my boy Darius Garland, man, put up a monster yesterday. I love the price on him. Got him at 13% on too, man. Right at 53 FanDuel points, man. Solid effort from Darius Garland there, all right? Now, my shooting guard, TLC, man. So what I did yesterday, if you saw the starting five on DraftKings, you know he was in there as well. With the Atlanta being so short-handed on the wings, I felt like between TLC, Gallinari, and Kevin Huerter, one of those guys were going to have a big game that you possibly could need on the slate. So I played TLC in some spots, I played Huerter in some spots, and I only played Gallinari in one spot. Should have played more of him as he was the one to give you the big performance. But I just felt like I knew one of those wings were going to give you a big performance. I just wasn't quite sure which one, so I went with the cheaper one in TLC, and he did absolutely nothing, man. His output matches ownership over here on FanDuel. As you can see, 2% on and gave you 2.6 FanDuel points, man. Absolutely murdered this lineup. But as you can see, we almost put up 300 with a 2 in our lineup, all right? Coming in at small forward, PG-13. I just ran with him over here again. Like I said, I love the lower price on him over here. Got him at 17%. People probably got scared off by that ankle over here as well. He gave us 45 FanDuel points, but expected a much bigger performance from him going against these Lakers. At my other small forward, I went Chris Duarte over here on FanDuel once again. He was still in that, he was like 4.7, 4.8 range over here. Got him right at 6% on, man. 26 FanDuel points for Chris Duarte. Coming in at power forward, LaMarcus Aldridge. Got him at 26% on, man. Solid effort from him over here, but expected a much bigger performance here going against these Minnesota Timberwolves with no Karl Anthony Towns. I thought Aldridge could give us a nice double-double here, but he failed us on the rebound side. Only 24 FanDuel points. In this lineup right here, my other power forward, you can see I went Gallinari as well. Now, this was probably too ambitious and too just trying to get too cute right here with TLC and Gallinari, knowing if one of them is going to be hard for both of those guys to have a ceiling type performance, but I did it anyway, man. Just getting too cute. But then Danilo Gallinari got him at 5% on. He got you 32 FanDuel points over here, man. Nice effort from Gallinari yesterday. And coming in at my center, man, Domantas Sabonis got him at 13%. Now, this was weird over here. Sabonis did not start the game for some reason. Torrey Craig did. All they said was personal and that he was not in the starting lineup. I got so upset. I thought he was done for the night and wasn't going to play, but eventually he came in and played. It was just a whole weird situation. I don't know what was going on, but it didn't lead to a greater output as I expected from Sabonis at this price tag over here on FanDuel. He did get us a nice double-double, but did not score as much here. Got him at 13% on. He gave us right at 39 FanDuel points, all right? So there you have my best lineup on FanDuel at $297. But enough of the past, man. Let's get to today's slate and try to get to the money, all right? Coming in on DraftKings. All right, y'all know once again, man, pricing is tight on DraftKings, super tight. So you're going to have to really build it and put it together. You have to decide first if you need a pay-up option. Is there enough value for a pay-up option? And vice versa, man. Is the value good enough to even have in your lineup? A lot of times when people trying to go stars and scrubs, all they focusing on the stars and they just take any scrub that plays. But sometimes that the scrub is not even worth it. I don't even care how cheap he is, man. You know what I'm saying? The juice is not worth the squeeze. But coming in at the top over here on DK, man, at point guard, I do think we have one value play that I like. We actually have a couple, but right now I want to look at Dennis Smith Jr. in this matchup against the Boston Celtics, expecting Anthony Simons to be out. We know Damian Lillard is still out. Dennis Smith Jr. should get the start at point guard, man. He should see plenty of run. He's been pretty solid playing the last couple games with no Damian Lillard. If we look at his game log here, and you can see in 17 minutes and 19 minutes, these two games, he's averaging 22 DK points and 18 minutes over the last two games with Lillard being out. Now you couple that with the fact that Simons is out, we could see him approach 30 minutes, maybe even more depending on how the game goes. And I like getting Dennis Smith Jr. here in this spot, man. He's a very athletic point guard. We know him from his starting days in the past on other squads. He tends to be aggressive, like to get to the cup. So we'll see how this works out here in this spot. But I like Dennis Smith Jr. at 3,400. One of the better values so far on tomorrow's slate. He's going to be chalky undoubtedly, but I think he's worth the chalk tomorrow. Coming in at shooting guard, I want to look at Chris Middleton. I want to go right back to him in this spot, going against the Miami Heat, hoping the ownership is down on him since he did let us down last time out. We're expecting it to be no Giannis tonight as well, so I want to get to Chris Middleton here at 7,500. I think he's a prime candidate for a bounce-back spot right here against his Miami Heat. And the Heat are expecting Jimmy Butler to be out once again and Bam Adebayo, so that's going to hurt their defensive prowess a little bit here. I think Chris Middleton can have a big performance in this spot, and I definitely want to get some shares of him at 7,500. All right? Coming in at small forward. I got so many value plays tomorrow. I think you definitely can go maybe one pay-up option. I wouldn't recommend two pay-up options on tomorrow's slate. But one pay-up option I'm going to try to squeeze in is Jason Tatum right here, 9,800, going against the Portland Trail Blazers. Should be a nice matchup here. Now, we are expecting Jaylen Brown. Well, I'm expecting Jaylen Brown back. He set out last night for rest purposes, but I still think we can get to Tatum even with Brown back, as we know they're the 1-2 punch for the Boston Celtics, all right? I like Tatum at this price tag right here going against the Trailblazers. Coming in at power forward, one of my favorite value plays on the slate across both sites. We going, which one is Marcus Morris or Markeith? I never know which one it is. But at 4,700, we saw him play 33 minutes last night. I like him in this spot again. Still expected for Batum to be out. He should be starting. And in this matchup against the Sacramento Kings, should be a fast-paced game, man. Up-paced matchup, a lot of possessions. I like Marcus Morris Sr. at this 4,700 price tag right here. Get you some exposure to him going against these Sacramento Kings, all right? And coming in at my center spot, I want to stay in that same game and run it back to the other side to Richaun Holmes, all right? 6K, I love this price right here. This is a lot of value right here for a guy who's been pretty solid this year. Always a double threat when he gets on the court, man. You see him averaging right at 32 DK points. That's going to be pushing 6X right there on his salary before the game even starts. If he just hits his average, you pushing 6X, and y'all know how I feel about that. But I like Richaun Holmes here. Very athletic center, man. Quick jumper, likes to get up and down. I think he can take advantage of his matchup against Zubac, as he's a little more quick, a little more fleet of foot than Zubac here. And if Ibaka gets more minutes, I think he's a little more quicker than Ibaka too, so he should be able to beat him to the rebounds and things like that. So I'm expecting a nice double-double from Richaun Holmes in this matchup, all right? There you have it, my starting five for DraftKings. Dennis Smith Jr., Chris Middleton, Jason Tatum, Marcus Morris Sr., and Richaun Holmes, all right? Let's go look at FanDuel and see which one I'm feeling over there. All right, coming in on FanDuel at the top, man. FanDuel pricing is lovely over here. You do what you want to over here. Do what you want to on FanDuel. The pricing is nice. There's so many guys that I think is underpriced or just mispriced for what their expected role for their teams. And starting at the point guard, that guy's Kyle Lowry. I don't mind going right back to him. They only moved his price $100. I like him in this spot against the Milwaukee Bucks as the primary ball handler, facilitator, and possibly scorer with no Butler and Bam Adebayo out there. But I love this price tag on him, man. Should see as many minutes as he can handle, man. Get you some Kyle Lowry 6,600. Now, as shooting guard, I want to look at Jaylen Brown. Like I said, don't mind that out tag. He set out last night for rest purposes. I'm expecting him back in the lineup. And if he's back in the lineup and going to see his full 30-minute run, 7K is criminal, man. He is too cheap if he's going to get that full run. As long as he's playing today, I expect him to get full run. You know how he can fill it up across the stat sheet for you, give you stats in every category. And you know he has slate-breaking potential, man. You didn't see him put up monster performances. And it's definitely a spot I want to get to against the Trailblazers at this 7K, man. I'm going to love Jaylen Brown provided he's in tonight, man, at this 7K on FanDuel. One of my favorite plays. Coming in at small forward, I stick with Chris Middleton, man. I'm running back out here. 7,400, man. I think like I said, I really think he gets it going in this spot. I don't know who's gonna guard him over there. They're gonna put Duncan Robinson on him. It could get ugly, man. I just hope he finds that shot and has it going, man. It could be a big night for Chris Middleton. I like him across both sides. All right. Coming in at my power forward, staying with Marcus Morris Sr., baby. 4,300, slightly cheaper over here on FanDuel. Absolutely love. My favorite value play across both sites, man. He's going to be locked and loaded for me, man. Get you some Marcus Morris Sr., all right? And then coming in at my center spot over here, I want to look at Jaren Jackson Jr. going against these Dallas Mavericks, 7,200. He has been playing extremely well since Ja Morant went down and managing to stay out of foul trouble. Now, albeit one of the games was a blowout and he didn't play but 20 minutes, but he's been playing very well, hasn't got any foul trouble the past two games. So if that trend continues, I think this is a great spot for him to take advantage of this Dallas Mavericks smallest front court here, man. I don't know if he continues to shoot the way he's shooting, but he should be able to shoot and get inside and have his way inside on the Dallas Maverick team, as they don't have a stout inside defender. But I like Jaren Jackson at this 7,200. All right, there you have it. My starting five on FanDuel: Kyle Lowry, Jaylen Brown, Chris Middleton, Marcus Morris Sr., and Jaren Jackson. Man, get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pool. You know I'm gonna have them in mind. All right, that's gonna do it for us here today, man. Y'all know the motto: chances make champions, man. Y'all green up. I'll see y'all tomorrow, all right? Let's go. Roll Tide.